Hey guys, Melody Shuman here, and I want to talk to you about this awesome product, Nigel the Ninja. This guy is super cool. It makes a great gift for your kids, for your friends, your grandkids. There's a lot of great things that you can do with him, and I'm going to go over my top 5 today. The first one is called Nosy Nigel. So Nigel would be a great tool to help your child process all the information that they're learning in their martial arts classes each day. So one of the things that you can do with this drill, Nosy Nigel, is when your kids get home from martial arts class, have Nigel sit down on the counter or in their bedroom on their dresser and have your child explain 4 takeaways that they got from their martial arts class that day. Now, when you do these takeaways, they should be in 4 categories: physical, intellectual, emotional, and social. Let me explain. So, for example, physical, he could tell Nosy Nigel one physical thing that he learned in martial arts that day, or one physical thing that he improved. So if he learned a new martial arts move, he could show that to Nigel, or if he improved his push-ups, he can demonstrate those push-ups to Nigel, because Nigel's really nosy and wants to know what he's learning in martial arts, right? The next thing he can do is explain an intellectual thing that he learned that day. What was one specific lesson that he learned that helped him become a better version of himself? It could be a lesson on discipline, on confidence, anything that helps him become a little bit smarter. Because Nigel, once again, he's super nosy, wants to know what he's learning in class. The next thing is an emotional thing that he learned in class that day. So telling Nigel what made him the happiest in his martial arts class. It could be the game-based learning drill that he did. It could be the game that they played at the end of the class. Telling Nigel when he was the happiest during his martial arts class, giving him that opportunity to process his emotional stage of development. And then the final thing is a social thing that he learned in class. Saying something nice about one of his classmates. Telling him one of his classmates' names, what he likes about that classmates, maybe 2 or 3 particular details. That's going to help him improve his social stage of development. So Nosy Nigel is a great way for your child to get some physical benefit from their martial arts class, intellectual, emotional, and social. So that's just one great activity that you can do. The next activity is called Nigel Pics. Now this one's really fun. You can do this one. What you either need like a poster board or a really big sheet of paper, or you can go outside, and if you have sidewalk chalk, it works that way too. Now what you'll do is on that big poster board or piece of paper or on the sidewalk, draw a really big circle and draw it into pies. And then for each one of those little slots, put something, some type of exercise or activity. So it could be like 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 squat jumps, 10 jumping jacks. Any kind of exercises, you can you and your child can work with them and pick the exercises and activities. Then what you want to do is you want to stretch Nigel out, just like this, and then you're going to lay him on that poster board or the sidewalk or wherever you have your pie, and you're going to spin him. And whatever Nigel's hands point to, or whatever pie he lands on with his hands pointing, that's the exercise or activity that your child does. Super, super fun activity. And do, I would say, 4 spins. That'll make it a lot of fun. The next activity that I think is super awesome is Nigel Hides Ninja Seek. So moms and dads, this is a great way for you to have a fun, stimulating activity at home with your child. And what you would do is basically play hide and seek with Nigel. So you'll hide Nigel, and then your child has to go find him. Try to make it age appropriate, of course. If they're 3 or 4 years old, make sure that you can in the room that you're hiding Nigel in, that you can see his entire body. And if they're 5 years old, then of course, you can just make sure that his head is peeking out. If they're 5 or 6 years old, if they're 7 or 9, maybe just the hands or the feet peeking out of something. And if they're 10 and up, then of course you can hide the entire Nigel. But that's just another really fun way to utilize Nigel. The next activity that I think would be really cool is called 9 Days of Nigel. And basically what your kid would do is document 9 days hanging out with Nigel. Your child would bring him to any activities that he's at. If you're going out to a restaurant, he brings them. And there's many great things that you can do with 9 days of Nigel. You can take pictures everywhere he goes and create a photo album. You could just have your child write little stories each day, what that your child did with Nigel. You can do a coloring book where your child draws pictures of what they did with Nigel for those 9 days. You can even create a children's book for the 9 days of Nigel. So that's another really fun idea to use with Nigel. And then the last one, which is my favorite one, is called Ninja Nights. And parents, this one's a lot of fun. Basically what you do on certain nights, you'll tell your child, tonight's Ninja Night. And basically what that means is when your child wakes up, that means that Nigel got into something. He did something super mysterious that night. He either put a bunch of ninja stickers all over your kid's door. He maybe had built a Lego dojo with their Lego requirements. Other things that he could have did is he may write your child a letter, a really cool letter about some of the great things that your child did for that day. Or he may do something special. So if it's your child's birthday tomorrow, maybe he decorated the whole house for his birthday, or he did his own little special treat for your child on that day. So those are some really good ideas on how you can utilize Nigel. Again, the first one is Nosy Nigel. Your child's telling him 4 takeaways that he learned in his martial arts class. And as a matter of fact, you can do that at school or if they have a sleepover at a friend's house. The other one is Nigel Pics, where you stretch them out, you spin them, and let Nigel pick the exercises and activities that your child does. You can make that even more fun and, have him write out whatever different dinners ideas and let Nigel pick what dinner you're going to do. Then you have Nigel Hides Ninja Seeks. So you can hide Nigel and have your kid go find him. 9 days of Nigel is basically documenting 9 days on what your child did with Nigel, making it a lot of fun. And then the last one is Ninja Nights, which is where Nigel goes out and does something mysterious in the house. And the child anticipates waking up the next day and seeing what Nigel was up to. So Melody Shuman here with Nigel the Ninja. Super awesome product. I hope you like it, and I hope you take advantage of these really fun activities and have a great time with it. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.